What's up, guys? We're gonna get started in just a little bit. Long day today. Was at the Bitcoin conference. I am back home now. A lot of fun. Met a lot of great people. Shout out to Frankie Candles. Met him. Shout out to BitBoy. Met him. Ben. Let's see. Tom Crown was hanging out with him. Shout out to Tom Crown. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. And we'll get started. We'll do a quick analysis tonight, answer a few questions, nothing too long. Probably not going to go out tonight, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow night. Yeah, Steven, we do have a red dot. In the crypto phase, couldn't miss paths with him. Definitely gonna see him tomorrow though. So yeah, I kind of missed paths from him, but I'm definitely gonna see him at some point here. That's okay. And let's get started. What's up, guys? Evan Aldo here. So yeah, what's up, Stephen Hall? Thank you so much, Nathan. What's up, Nightshade? What's up, KK Crypto Artist? Alrighty, let's get into the analyses. Smash the like button. Alright, so 45-minute, your 30-minute, it's looking textbook nice. Trigger waves, money flow crossovers coming up, combined with VWAPs curving up on your 12-hour, your daily VWAPs coming up. You just look at that money flow coming out in your daily there, just all the way up and then back down. So it will be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. In terms of what I want to show you, I want to start on our monthly. On the this is just the Brave New Coin chart. If you're not familiar, it goes all the way back, all the way to 2010, and you can see when Bitcoin was at 7 cents. Yeah. So really, every time the VWAPs made it up this high, every time we've made it up this high, we've continued to come up a lot farther, such as like here, bam, that signified a bottom, and then it came up. Every time except 2013, right around here. And, 2013, that was our double peak pattern. If we do curve downward like this, and, how much would that bring us down? Probably another 50% from where we are right now, around 23K or something. This is going to go down in history as very, very, very similar to the 2013 cycle. Double peaks, and then, your 50% correction after your 50% correction. Really, if you map it out, kind of like, this is going to be a gigantic correction, 75%. With, increasing market cap, things like that. I don't think we're going to come down 75%. Where would that bring us to? 12K about. Some people, I think it's very unlikely, but if we do come down to 12K, I think the odds are, under 5%, probably 2%, 1% for that. I think most likely, and I think more likely than not, we're going to come up here with inflation and everything and continue forward. But I like to talk about every possible scenario. I think if the bearish scenario does play out, and there's a few factors outside of our control that could influence this. Russia, Feds raising rates. There's things that are a few things definitely outside of our control. And yeah, I think 23K. I think about a 50% from where we are right now. Right here, this is kind of you're 50% from, you're trying to come up with the VWAP. It's about 50% here. So I think it would be something like this, maybe even less. It could be just 40%. It could be just down to 27, 28 again or something like that. So that's that possibility. What I want to look at too is, we look at our weekly right here. And this is going to be a little bit more of the bearish case because you got your VWAP coming down now as money flow is coming out. This weekly has been a real tease. We went into the red here, didn't confirm. It looked like, we definitely come down. Then you have a little bit of relief. Could be a tease on the way down, if the worst comes about. And then, where would we bottom out? Maybe you bottom out in a month or two at 23. And I'm not saying this is going to happen. you know, I think most likely we're going to come up and make new all-time highs. I think it's 60-40 right now. I think, you know, with the blood diamonds happening on your 10-hour, all that, it brings it. It was 75% that we were going to come up and make new all-time highs in the next few months. Now I think it's more like 60-40 just because of the blood diamonds that are appearing. Odds change. So your VWAP's coming down your weekly. Money flow is generally coming out. So that's more your bearish case. I want to look at actually the 4-day because that's got a red dot. Yeah, 4 days got a red dot. As money flow is coming up, I think it's more indicative of a sideways type thing for now. It does have potential. I mean, look at what's happened the past few times. This has potential to bring us down quite a bit here. Or it could be, you know, kind of like this one where it would probably be bottomed out right now and continue forward. So, or something like this. Well, even that was a pretty big. Ooh, this is interesting because these were these 30% corrections kind of in the beginning of our. I mean, that was 15, but from the top here it was probably around 30. These are our, 26. These are kind of our 30% corrections in the beginning there. And oh yeah, here's where nothing really happened. But you know, every time you're in the red when this happened, bam. It doesn't happen too many times in the red, although Bitcoin doesn't go into the, okay, this is 2018. Pretty much every time you do come down a good amount. But once, it could be something like that where it didn't play out too much. So we'll have to see. We'll definitely have to see there. That's a little bit more your bearish case. Any red dot on a time frame that high is always going to be a bit more bearish. Your daily, as I talked about, this is interesting. I mean, you just come up so much, and then you come back down here. However, you're at the same level you were right here before we continued forward, so it could be a healthy correction. This would make sense, you know, if you're just, you know, mapping out a pathway to, you know, we could still get up to 54 by the end of April. I mean, I was looking at 60 as well, into May, 60, and then, I mean, this is just obviously very speculative and just estimating, but, you know, you could finally get up to your 75, 80K in June, July. That's still a possibility here. Don't want to speculate too much with long-term analysis right now. Let me tell you why I think, you know, we could have a little bit of a pump in the short term. You know, you got a green dot in your 8-hour appearing, confirms in 5 hours with the dot below. Last time this happened, I mean, when it happened here, you came down a little bit farther, but then you did have a pretty big pump upward. In the exclusive Discord, there's a trade I made. It doesn't have an outcome yet. So I'm not going to show you guys that trade, but if you're interested, link in the description below. I'm still swing short with profits locked in ETH and Bitcoin added to those yesterday, and it's still good. It still was a good idea to add to them so far. Not going to be right 100% of the time in the Discord, but definitely right more than the majority of the time, I would say. So right here, this red dot, and this was finally the one where you really came up. These were a tease because once it confirms, you have a tease downward, and then it makes it tough to just. It's hard to just trade fully based on kind of these dots unless you just have really liberal stop losses. I mean, if you're doing it something like that'd be interesting. Let's just see your risk reward ratio there. If you wanted to, I don't know, if you just went in. I mean, I don't trade like this, but if you just went in as soon as it confirmed, say you got in right there, I mean, you would have had to put a stop loss around there at 8%. Ridiculous. Nobody would want to even take that trade. But with your risk reward ratio, you can still get a good ratio like that. I mean, I would not trade like that. That's not a trade. That's not the way I trade. But I'm sure you could have success with that. I mean, I'm sure you can. So moving forward now, moving downward to our 6 hour. Same type of deal. I mean, you do have money flow coming out here, which is bearish. This is textbook, bearish money flow coming out, but there could be a temporary relief, I would say. There could be a temporary relief. Heikens are turning green in your 4 hour, always a good sign. Price coming up there, good sign. And then trigger wave on your hourly. In terms of money flow, looks like you could be bottoming out a bit. I mean, last time we came this low, we had bottomed out there and you come up. So in terms of a shorter, a day trade, or a day trade, might have a shot here. Trigger waves in your 30 minutes. So textbook basic market cipher strategy right there. Good sign. Looks like we're coming up. 15. generally come up there. So there is some hope here, I would say, at least for the short term. After that, with the 4-day, weekly VWAP coming down, I don't know. I don't know, but I still think in terms of 2-week green dot, why I would still lean, think 60-40 bullish for the long term. Almost every time this has happened, it's played out relatively well in terms of coming up. You know what I mean? And this is the only time it didn't work in 2018. If it doesn't work here and you just come down another 50% or whatever, it's 2013 all over again. 2013, 2014, basically, which would be really interesting. Really interesting how it would repeat that. Let's look at the chat. What about volume? Bull trap from 48. We LOL. The bull is at above 48. Leverage 10x. Yeah, I mean, I don't look at volume too much. It's just not. I would get stuck in analysis paralysis if I added that. But yeah, I mean, some people have good luck with volume. But yeah. Did Elon just pump Doge with Cyber Rodeo? I didn't see that. I would have to look at that, Crypto Grizzly. Breaking, the big YouTuber got wrecked again. Oh, yeah. I'd have to look. There's a few different people, but yeah. Sol is looking beautiful. We can take a look, Crypto Grizzly. Guys, smash the like button. Actually, I want to look at ETH really quick before we do Sol. I'll do a quick look over. It's not going to be like the Bitcoin analysis, but your 3-day red dot curving down there. I mean, even just historically, red dots in the 3-day, they all made us come down more than we've come down so far here, except this one. But it does look more like that in terms of, direction. Comes up a lot, a little healthy correction, continue forward. Definitely a good possibility, I would say. Your daily VWAP's curving up, always a better sign. I mean, it's generally looking the same as Bitcoin. I think ETH might even look a little bit better in Bitcoin. ETH has been interesting. ETH has just been a powerhouse lately. 12% correction. Green dot in your 8-hour, just like Bitcoin. It would make sense, in terms of coming into the red here, maybe we just come right back into the green. It would make sense to me. I think most likely in the short term for Bitcoin ETH, we're going to hit the next big resistance area, next big area around 3.3. And yeah. Yeah, it's basically ETH. Same thing. Let's look at Sol. On 3-day, about to print a red dot. 2-day printing a red dot. Decent curvature. Okay, it looks the same as everything else so far. View up coming to your 12-hour. Nice bounce off of that fib level right there. Yeah, it's not looking bad. I mean, I think if Bitcoin, Ethereum have that little pump that I'm looking at right now, could get, I don't know if it's going to get up to this point, 140, but 125 would be a little bit more, or 130 instead of 140. Yeah, 130 would probably be a bigger area. But yeah, it looks generally the same as Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I do think we could bump up a little bit more in the short term. Thursday night, 10:30 p.m. We'll see. Let's see here. I just wanted to look at, are we in the, how's this 6-day in Bitcoin? So just, I want to actually look at this on the, I want to see everything for this, because this could be, I've been looking more into more like longer term type stuff, and every time you came into your 6-day red area, ooh, this is interesting too, ooh, because, I mean, I'm not going to look that far back to 2012, but both times we crossed into the red and confirmed on the 6-day, ooh, we ended up crashing another, from that crossover, another 56% there, and then, was it here, 50%, so 56, and then about 50%, so 6, So let's say it's 45%. Let's just say that from where we are right now. Or from where it crossed, actually. I'd have to like kind of, hold on. I mean, this is just estimate. I'm doing this quickly. This isn't an exact number, but I was just estimating, 45% or something. From right around here, I guess. 45%. 24K where I was looking at. So that would be interesting if we cross down to big buying opportunity if it does go that low. Huge buying opportunity. That's interesting though. Every time we came into the red here, this was June. That's weird how it just came into the red for, because we were generally just coming up. It's weird how it curved into the red there. Was it like that on regular candles? Yeah, it's all the same. But yeah, just to show you guys, I mean, huge buying opportunities every time this. I mean, this is really where, like, I'm just thinking if you just got in, right? I mean, I don't even know if we were able to see this data back then, but 5,000% in the next 3 years. Ooh, 5,050x, right? Yeah, 50x. Wow. So that's something to look at. That is really something to look at. Or just a nice DCA strategy. Just keep buying as long as it stays in the red. That's a big DCA strategy if it is. Weekly too would be even more powerful. It's been going really well. People have really liked the sessions with me, Noah. Let's see. So yeah, guys, smash the like button. So that's just interesting. I mean, it almost makes me, because I've been just stacking cash ever since we went into the. It's a small group today. I'll tell you one of my strategies, stacking cash ever since we were in the green, came into the green the daily. But looking at the 6 day, it almost makes me, well, I mean, yeah, it almost makes me want to keep buying just because of just here, let's say just, if you got in, I don't know, say you got in an average price of you were DCAing all the way, you got an average price of, I don't know, around here, 4,700. That's 8x, about 8x over a 4-year period, 3.5. I mean, that's pretty dang good, obviously. For a long-term strategy. How is ETH? I'm curious. Curious about ETH right now, in terms of the 6 day on ETH. Because is it in the? No. Okay, so it's not in the red here yet. But this time, I mean, this is probably an even crazier. I mean, just say you were DCing and all here. Your average buy-in price was somewhere around here, and all right, 2,000%. So 2,000% versus, it's about double performer of what Bitcoin does. So yeah. How's our 5 day? Is our 5 day in the red? Ooh, yeah. Here we go. So just historically, every time your 5 day has gone in the red, just huge buying opportunity. I mean, I bought heavily around, it was probably on this dip around August, September. That's when I first was getting big positions in ETH. And yeah, I was a little late, but just historically every time. I mean, this was a little early, but still, I mean, 400 still is a bargain. It's almost 10x. It makes me almost want to buy more right now, even if we do crash farther, because I'm just looking, if we repeat something like this, I mean, we're not gonna just come up 2,000% like it's nothing. I mean, it's a bigger market cap now, but still, that is interesting to look at. Short term, end of the month price, please. So short term, I mean, bullish case, I still think there's definitely an argument for 54 by the end of the month if this is just a healthy correction. If things get really ugly, I mean, if things get really bad, you're probably going to be bouncing around, worst case scenario, bouncing around, low to mid 30s, and that's a total end to your macro bull market. If we lose this line, this major support right here, close daily candles below it. But in terms of, very bullish, 54, I think is definitely in the cards. The most possible bullish scenario, around 60. I mean, you could kind of just map out the you know, for short term, map out the percentage from here to here, 35%. So from this money flow crossover right there, 35% would bring you up to 55. So 54, 55, I would say is would be a bullish prediction. Maybe 60, and if some crazy circumstances happen, but as of right now, I'm not really seeing it. You know, blood diamonds coming up, so not the best look in that respect. You never know. Have I thought about live streaming trades? I've been thinking about it a while. I want to get into it, do a challenge or something, but I don't want to reveal too much just yet. Buying with Bitcoin and yeah, I saw. I gotta look more into that. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah. I mean, with the Lightning Network and with everything that's happening, it's inevitable that you're going to be able to, you know, use Bitcoin everywhere as long as it's instant too. Let's see. It seems like we're just generally creeping up a little bit here. Yeah, I mean, I think in all likelihood you're going to get up to this area. I mean, it's a small group. I normally don't give, you know, actual entry points, but I mean, you need to have a good risk, not the best risk reward ratio, but there's a good probability of this. I mean, something like this, I got in, well, I don't want to reveal exactly where I got in, but it was earlier, you know what I mean? It was a much better risk reward ratio. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow X's, and bam, come up. The market could do. I know what the market likes to do. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens. It's frustrating, I know. So yeah, that 6 day, that 5 day though. Every time you've been historically in the But even this, I mean, even if you got in, I'm just thinking 20. Even if you got in at the worst, you know, when it first happened or whatever, you got in here, you'd still be up. Yeah, still 10x. I mean, you're still at 10x over a 3.5 year period. So I stopped. You know, for now, I got to pay bills and taxes and, you know, other things. Quarterly taxes are coming up, but you know, well, the real buying opportunity is the weekly. The real buying opportunity is when the weekly gets into the red, which it could happen quickly if we really, you know, have that 50% correction. We could see even sooner probably. I mean, look at this. I mean, that was, let's see, that was from July 9th or July 16th that week to August 3rd. So about a month. It could be in a month. So April 10 to May easily could be in the red here. And once we were in the red, then it took. That's interesting. I don't know. Even means like even the fact that we're still this high though means you could have one last leg up. So yeah. Thanks so much, Jay. Public traditional market dump through weekend. For risk reward ratio, what do I like to see? 0.75. You know, I mean, sometimes 1.0, you know, 1 is a very good risk reward, and even risk reward ratio is really good if you could get that. You can't always get that. But yeah, can't always get that, but when you can, I mean, 0.75 is good. I like to, you know, at least 0.6 would be nice. Sometimes you could do it 0.5. I mean, money is money. But yeah. Let's see here. How did the market do? Did anything happen today? I haven't really looked. Kind of expected. I mean, There's a lot of healthy corrections on the way up. I guess that don't look good at all. That's the thing too. I mean, because you got your daily, your 2-day money flow crossover while you're, I almost want to take profits on Tesla now because this is coming out, you know, while you're getting a red dot. Just not a good look. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it does look overheated in some respects. I mean, what's the lowest Tesla could really go? Probably like 500, I would say. Maybe a 50% correction from here. And if Bitcoin really does crash, it'll probably, yeah, that'll be, if you see 5, anything below 600 in the summer, that is a strong buying opportunity. Just get in, just get in everything. You know, as long as, I mean, let's just see historically. I mean, our 2-day, every time it's been in the red here. I mean, just, this is gonna be crazy too. Let's just look at this. I mean, these percentages from back here. Well, okay, it's not even, it's the same as like Ethereum, maybe a little less, but yeah. We're pumping. Yeah, we're coming up exactly as I've been predicting. So yeah, here, red. Here's where, that's probably where 2016, that's where you would have, well, even 3-day we're not there yet, but yeah. Ooh. Tired, long day. What else do we want to look at? SPY real quick. Always good to look at that. I mean, historically, I mean, just if you just went in every time we had a money flow crossover to the red on the green here, I mean, what did we come up from 2015? It's just double. If we could get back into, like, just say say most bearish scenario, probably 380 or something, and that into June, July, we come into the red, and then you come back out, huge buying opportunity. I think it would be like 375, 380, that fib level. I don't know if you'd come down to 350. I mean, what would that be? What would that be correction-wise from where we were? I could see a 20% correction from the top. That would be pretty healthy too, after all we've seen. Just straight going up. And that's normally the pattern of this too. I mean, up a lot, like 20, up a lot, 20% correction. When was that? Oh yeah, 18, yeah. 35% correction, up a lot, 15. So I mean, just historically, if you look back, 20% corrections are relatively healthy here. 2011. I remember this too. I was like 13 years old or 14 years old, and I remember like people just panicking over this correction. I remember my dad was just going crazy over this. We were in Florida too at the time. I remember this, and look what happened. Just bam, right up. Or it could have been, no, it was this. Yeah, it was in July. I remember. Sharp memory. But yeah. Even here, I mean, just look, just see how long it took from, here's your top in October, here's your bottom March of 2009. So worst recession in like, so many decades, and it bottomed out, a little over a year. Things bottom out relatively quickly. So I would look for, I don't know if that's going to happen. I think we could still rally up easily, but what's going to happen is it's one of two things. We're going to crash. With Bitcoin, this will be at 375 in the summer, with Bitcoin's at like low 20s, and everyone's gonna be panicking. And that's the bottom, and we just continue forward. Or we make 2 all-time highs in the summer, then we have our correction or whatever. So it'll be one of those two things, I believe. I mean, I think it happened, but that's what I'm thinking. and it's just a waiting game. I've done 100x, man. I've done everything you could imagine. Apple. It's the same deal as kind of the S&P. I mean, just, you know, the biggest buying opportunities when you're, and really, you know, these strategies for crypto, they work for stocks too. You know, big, just look at these. I mean, every easy money right here. I remember 600. Oh, gee, I didn't realize it was that much. And that's like something, it's like such a safe asset too. I mean, it's Apple. I mean, people are confident on this back in, you know, I mean, this wasn't like something like Bitcoin. Like if you told people you were buying Apple stock in 2011, 2012, most people would have said it was good, a good idea too. And I mean, this is like one of the one things where everybody was right. This is like the one thing everybody's right about. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know how. It's just for some reason. But yeah. The next time, I mean, would this, you know, theoretically, if everything, you know, would we go, does anyone know, like if the S&P, if the SPY goes down to 375, you know, in the next few months, would that be considered a recession? I don't know. Is a 20% correction like that considered a recession? How low does that have to go to, I don't know what's considered a recession, but, you know, let's just say, I mean, yeah, June, July, then you come into the red. I mean, how low would that bring us down? It would probably be something like this, I would say. This type of correction. Ooh, 38%. Wow. Oh, that was... Wow, yeah, I didn't realize it was that much. Okay, let's say... Yeah, that's enough to make most people panic. I would say 30% from the top here. 122. So 122... And I'm willing to bet there's got to be some like big fib level around there probably. Yeah, exactly right where I said 120. Right, that pocket right there. You have that 30% correction, you know, in June, July or something. That's your bottom, and then you continue huge, just massive buying opportunity. I mean, it depends, you know, what you want to do. I mean, if it's, you know, if you want to be riskier, and I would say this is risky, stacking cash at any point in this environment, and when you printed, what is it, 40% of all dollars in the last 2 years, is going to be very risky, but it could pay off if we do come down that 30%, put it like crazy into not financial advice, but, you know, Bitcoin stocks, you know, any assets that goes up with time, any reliable asset that goes up with time, if you're going to make a lot of money. Most likely. That's what I will say. Yeah, Eddie, it's for a scalp with good risk management. As long as your stop loss, where you're planning on your stop loss, it's within 1%. You could do 100x leverage. I mean, you gotta, if you're interested in learning more about that, I mean, obviously study up on more of the probabilities. You can take my course if you're interested in that. Link in the description below. But yeah. Let's see here. That's probably about it. I mean, what else could I look at? I could take a quick peep at Cardano, but I mean, most things look basically the same right now. Weekly in the red. I mean, historically, it's always been a good buying opportunity, but ooh, that's interesting. Daily is back in the red here. I wonder how low. I mean, if it's a 50%, or 60, yeah, 50 cents. I would say the lowest I could see Cardano probably going is like probably under this, probably around 30. I don't want to say 35. I'd rather say 50, but because there's no resistance, you know, I would say this just skyrocketed. Wow. I'd say maybe 33. That's the price I bought it at, so that would be, that'd be interesting. But yeah. Nah, I mean, some of the things just don't. Your 3-day coming down deep in the red, just doesn't look the best at the moment. But I mean, I'm just, you know, I'm stacking some cash right now. Ever since, you know, Bitcoin went back into the green on the daily, and you know, if we come back into the red in the daily, I'm definitely start buying again. But at that point, I'm going to be really waiting, waiting pretty patiently for your weekly to get into the red for that massive buying opportunity, like back here or whatever, just that massive opportunity. And like we looked at before, 6-day in the red. So when did that happen too? January 2022. Yeah. It could be even a better short. I mean, Luna, nothing goes up forever. That's what I will say. It's just nothing goes up forever. And I mean, Luna's probably went up because everything went up. But I mean, the technicals on this have just been looking very strong for a correction for a while now. And we just keep getting deeper and deeper divergences on our 3-day here as money flow comes out. So I think it's only a matter of time. But it could be a great buying opportunity if we, this area, 50% correction from here. But the thing is if the market's trends bullish, this should trend bullish. It just won't, it won't perform as well as some other things. You know what I mean? Like from March 26th, or let's say from March 14th, the last few weeks. Well, right now we're at what, 105, up 18%. A lot of things are up a lot more. I mean, compared to Cardano, what is Cardano up from? It's one was, well, let's just say here to here, 35. So I don't even remember. I'm a little tired. I don't even. About the same. Interesting. Yeah. Maybe Luna will just be the one that just goes up forever. But yeah, I'm kidding. Nothing goes up forever. Weekend predictions. Yeah, what I'm kind of thinking, man, is I think like tomorrow, more positive. We come up a bit. We come up to our, let me show you where I think we'll probably come up. Come on. This area probably, and then continuing downward. I mean, this could be a very big possibility, something like this, or even more so. So the shorts will do well. I mean, 12-hour EMA, I mean, this has just been choppy from here on, but these seem like they could come back into the gray, bring us down. Dailies, they're curving down too, so it's interesting here. But yeah. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the live stream. I'm gonna go to bed because I'm exhausted. I gotta wake up tomorrow relatively early to go back to the Bitcoin conference. And yeah, gonna do that. So if you want, check out my my trading course down below. I am going to be raising the price relatively soon, so check that out with the discount code. I believe it's a really good deal right now. A lot of people have really liked it. I go through how I interpret market cipher, how I make my trades, how I use risk management, why I think the majority of people lose money in this game, and how to have a really good advantage rather than just flopping and groping and going in without much knowledge like most people do. I think it's going to help you guys out a lot. A lot of people have really liked it, so check that out. My exclusive Discord is also down below. Link to that with some of my trade entries, stop losses, take profits. I think that's a lot of people really like that. Not right 100% of the time, but not right 100% of the time, but definitely right more often than not. So check that out. Use my links down below for FEMEX, for BITGET, if you're interested in creating a new account, to get my promo down below. It's a good promo. And if you want to get Market Cipher, use my link in the description below with my discount code down below for the discount. And if you want to do a one-on-one session with me, link in the description below. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the stream. Have a good one. Goodbye.